Hi everyone, this is Renee from Meadowlark Mystic, and I am doing a flip through and a little bit of a review of the Stone Tarot. So this is the Stone Tarot. This deck is from Allison Stone, and it says, this deck is reproduced from oil paintings by Allison Stone, whose colors evoke the spiritual and emotional meanings of each card. And it was, this was done in 2000. So the deck is now 18 years old. These are the backs. And as I've spoken about, the cardstock is pretty weak. I don't think it would hold up to a lot of rough shuffling or handling. I always overhand shuffle this deck. This deck, I've trimmed it. Well, first of all, this is the box that it comes in. And I ordered it a few years ago, so I'm not sure if this is still the box, but it's just a very, like the box is good, but this lid is super flimsy and it's just plastic. And it's broke and I had to tape it already. So that's the box that it comes in. Not great, but it's okay. And then I just wanted to mention that, oops, there's the camera. I trimmed this deck. So this is the original size of the deck, and then this is how much I took off. So you could see that it had white borders on it. So I'm doing this walkthrough for Lina, Fire of Transformation. She was interested in this. So again, this is the kind of cover card. I'll just set that down over here. And then this is the book, the quote-unquote little white book that comes with it. It's just a paper fold-out with Celtic cross. She talks about how the questioner shuffles in order to connect to her subconscious. So some people don't like others to touch their decks, and some do. So, and then this is a little blurb about the artist. It says Ms. Stone was drawn to tarot in childhood and spent 9 years producing the paintings which represent her interpretation of divination, the divination deck, using colors to evoke the spiritual and emotional meanings of the cards. With her background as a poet, artist, and Wiccan high priestess, she combines art and mysticism to produce a deck that reflects the integration and synthesis of the two. Let's see. So, and it says right here, I'll go close so you can see, is, I guess, where you can get the deck. I was able to get the deck a few years ago. So this is a little insert that comes with the deck. So that's the kind of little white book. Then if you pay a little bit extra, maybe $15, you can get this beautiful book. It's called Ordinary Magic, Poems by Allison Stone. So this book are her poems that go with the cards. So we've got the Major Arcana and then the Minor Arcana. And I thought I would just read one of her poems. So this is the poem for the Emperor. The Emperor. Every life needs edges. I protect you from the meadow's wanton splendor, passion running amok. Lean against my law, the way a child lets go into a father's arms. Pruned and tethered vines bear stronger fruit. Defy me if the sobbing of jailed innocence grows louder than rain. Kill me when the names for animals and sky replace the animals and sky. Okay, so that's a Major Arcana. And then, let's see. I'm looking for, well, these are also a collection of her poems, not just the Minor Arcana. Anyway, so if you want to get the book, it's really good and interesting. It's a slim book that is, I'm not really good at reviews. I never do them. 109 pages. So that's the book that you can get with the deck, or at least you could when I bought it. Okay, so let's just move on to the deck itself. Again, I trimmed it because I wanted to trim it. Okay, so this is not going to be in order because the deck is, you know, I use it all the time and it's not in order. Okay, so as I mentioned, these are Pippish. I hope you can see. I turned my light away because it was so glary. But, oh, shoot. I really like this strength card. You know, some of them are kind of murky, like this Nine of Wands is pretty murky. And you can pause it if you want, you know, if you want to. I don't have many Thoth decks, but sometimes the art reminds me a little bit of Frida Harris's work. I don't really know why. And like I said, some of the court cards are, you know, really beautiful. Almost remind me of like this. Oh, sorry, there's a little bit of nudity. Beautiful, romantic kind of art. And then some of the court cards are very childlike or primitive in their drawing. I don't really know what's up with that, but I did notice it. Oh, this is I like this kind of different take on because you can kind of see his face a little bit. Yeah, these, the cups are kind of like, the perspective is a little bit off, how this raises up instead of goes back. But for some reason, I really like all aspects of this deck. Even when the internal imagery is maybe uneven or isn't consistent throughout the deck, I don't even care. I think she did a fantastic job. I think it's a beautifully evocative deck. Like, I really love this Page of Swords so much. Obviously, it's a Tree of Life. Love the Amazon or the Night. Oops. You can see the other cups. It's funny, I don't ever do reviews, so obviously I'm a little fumbly with how I'm doing this. Oh, this poem, the poem that goes with this card is actually really beautiful. Get it. I'll just read it. It says, "The star, hush, lie down by the still pool, the sharp hills blurred to shadow. Why do you think I'm featured in so many lullabies? If light were music, mine would be the tune your mother crooned as you, the day's bumps and abandonments erased, sank milk drunk into sleep." So that's one of the poems. Quite pippish. Pippish. This one I've shown before. This one too. I keep hitting the camera, sorry. I really, really don't like this. I don't like it because it's the heart pierced, and I really don't like the anatomical heart, but you know, I still like the deck, which just goes to show that even if there's a card you don't like, you can still really love a deck. I find it interesting that some of the wands are really murky and some of them are really bright. And I often think of the wands as more, you know, fiery and energetic because of the element. This was the one that really reminds me of a Thoth deck or a Thoth deck quite a bit. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so some of the wands are dark and they don't necessarily correspond to cards in the wand suit that are dark. But it just gives you another take on, you know, how the suit of wands can be, you know, stifled. This is really pretty. And the last card is the Awesome King of Pentacles. Okay, so that was the Stone Tarot walkthrough. Not really a review, more just a walkthrough. My review of this deck would be, I find that it's very evocative. It works on both mundane and more mystical matters. I find that no matter what is going on internally, the deck does a really great job of reflecting that back to me, but also giving me pathways forward. So it's a really special deck to me, even though the card stock is not great, and I really don't like that Three of Swords. There are some cards that are just absolutely beautiful, and I love having it in my collection. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.